also known as Anna-Knitter on Ravelry, Anna-Knitter on Instagram. And you can find everything about me and what I offer in my shop on annaknitter.com, on my website. Before we start into this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode, and you would help me that other people will find our lovely community here, our knitting community here on YouTube. It would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. And if you like the show, you know where the like button is, I think. Today I have lots to show you. I have finished objects, many works in progress, many blankets to talk about, and some InstaKnitNight questions, shop news, alongs, prizes. So I think we should start. My first finished object was considered a finished object in the last episode, but technically it wasn't. If you remember, I had this dishie where I still had to knit like 6 rows on. Now it is cast off, and here it is. This is, oh yeah, you can see it very well. This is a Dissident and Sequoia by the Blocked magazine. I will link the free knitting pattern, the free knitting magazine with free knitting patterns just like this in the description box below. And the interview I had with the maker of the Blocked magazine, Neil. So if you want to find out more about me, my pro-life work, and about my shop and how I became a knitter, hop over there and watch Neil interviewing me. This is, let me say, I would say a not official mystery knit along of the Blocked magazine, because in every issue of this magazine you get 1 or even 2 dishie patterns, and you get the chart or the written instructions. No, it's written instructions, and you don't know what you will knit. And this, if you can see, says Blocked. It's the name of the magazine. And if you are interested in these kind of funny games in knitting wise, hop over to Blocked, download the free magazine and knit the Dissidents. So this is my 3rd one. I think I knit a cat, I knit All Lives Matter. Been hated for that, but I don't care. And this Blocked dishie. Oh yes, and I haven't knit the last dishie from the last issue, and the next issue is about to come out very soon, I think this month, so lots to catch up with. I'm using a German brand. It's a pretty stinking normal cotton yarn, and I used a 3mm needle. So you could also use other yarns you prefer for blankets and make some of these squares and attach them to each other to make a stunning blanket. A blocked blanket, why not? It's a very nice idea. That was my first finished object. Oh, and I really used these dishies, by the way. I really used these. I think it depends on the yarn, but I like them. My next finished object I had to steal away from my husband because I gifted it to him already. I was going to gift this pair of socks to my husband for his birthday or for St. Nicholas Day, but it was his name's day, as we say in German. I think Patron's Day or Titular Saint Day. So he is called Tom, so his name's day, or whatever you call it, is July the 3rd. It's Saint Thomas the Apostle. This is his name's day, and I have name's day as well this month. On the 26th, it's Saint Anna, the grandma of Jesus Christ. So I gifted him this pair of opal socks. Let's start. I have cast on 64 stitches, used 2.5mm needles, knit a normal cuff, And then I added this free German pattern. I'm sorry, this is not available in English. It's called Schafpate. You can find it in my project pages on Ravelry. It's kind of brioche over a few stitches. Half brioche over a few stitches. And then I used the contrasting yarn. It's opal unicolored, some gray, and knit a slip stitch heel as always, and a German toe, Bandspitze. And here they are. He picked the yarn, he picked the colors. I was surprised that he chose that very colorful yarn. I mean, that is very, very colorful compared to what I have knit him before, but he decided, so I knit it. Yeah. Amazing. Oh, the yarn is opal subscription yarn. So unfortunately I can't give you a colorway number. Maybe in the future, but I know that this won't be in a collection this year because I have ordered all the collections already. And I think 2 of them will arrive within the next days. So you should watch out for some shop updates. If you don't want to miss shop updates, I do. My shop is on Etsy. I suggest that I put you on my email list. So if you want to be on my email list, there are 2 ways to do so. First, hop over to my website, annanita.com. There is this form you can fill in for the newsletter. And if you say, oh, I'm so lazy, Anna, could you do this for me? Just write me an email at info@annanita.com and I will do it for you. And I will put you on my email list. Because my email subscriber get all the shop updates, so the information about what I will add to my shop 24 hours earlier than everyone else, because there should be an advantage for you to be on my email list, I think. And I sometimes even offer coupon codes only for my newsletter subscribers. And some of my products sell out very quickly, so maybe you consider subscribing to my email list. These were my finished objects. Now we come to whips. And the next whip is a crochet project. It doesn't look like I have made progress, but I did. There is progress, but it's not, it's many stitches. I'm crocheting the free pattern on Ravelry, the Infinity Cowl. Again, you find it on my project pages, or in my project pages on Ravelry. And the link to my Ravelry profile is in the description box below. Okay, first of all, I use a 3mm hook, a no-name hook from Amazon. I'm crocheting Austrian non-twisted fade yarn. It is a mix of cotton and polyester or polyamide. And here is the cowl. Okay. It's a giant loop and you will wear it like this. So you wrap it around twice and this already looks amazing. I really love sparkle yarn and I love heavy sparkle, so that's spot on. And every color seems to create 5 rows before the next thread is changed to the next color. I am very curious if it will be like this with the yellow too, because it looks like a lot of yellow, and then it will end with green, and I will crochet as long as I have yarn, and then the thing is finished and I will have a pretty Christmas cowl for the season. And this is for the Christmas in July Make Along 22, hosted by Dana Ray Makes on Instagram. And to mark the beginning of the round, because in crochet it's difficult to see, in my opinion. I can't read the fabric so well. I have a stitch marker, or no, a progress keeper by 3 by the Sea Designs. So wait, you have to read this. Yeah. For the Potterheads among you. I am definitely a Potterhead. I again have started to listen to the first book. I think I have read / listened to all the 7 books like 4 times, maybe even 5 times. I don't know. I love this story so much. And on the weekend, I was in this mood. I was in this, I miss autumn. I want to crawl under my blanket, shut the world out, or shut in myself and watch Harry Potter. Yeah, I thought I should wait until September, the back to school season, but I couldn't resist. So here is my crochet project. The next work in progress is a sock, and it is a pattern I wrote last year. Let's start with the needles. I was knitting the sock I will show you in a few moments on the Haya Sharps DPNs, but I was knitting so much lately that my wrist started to hurt, my right wrist. And then accidentally I purchased for another project Cubics Knit Pro or Knitter's Pride. It's in the US it's called Knitter's Pride, in the EU it's Knit Pro. Cubics, wooden cubics, and I actually like them. So I think even switching to wooden needles is already a very good idea. So I decided to knit with my symphonies on this sock, the cubics I will show you in a few moments. I am knitting my last year's mystery knit-along, Advent knit-along, but in Christmas colors. And these Christmas colors you will see will be part of our next mystery knit-along in December. So, ta-da! Oh, I love this. This is so Christmassy. This is in-your-face Christmas. Okay. First of all, this pattern is like a stitch sampler sock. You can see every color is knit in another stitch, or every stitch is knit in another color. Depends on the perspective. All these colors are opal unicolors. And originally I knitted this pattern in one color, and all the other participants did the same in the mystery knit along. You can still buy the pattern and knit it clue by clue. Every clue is on one page, so you can easily find the different clues, and there are 9 clues. And so you can finish a sock in 9 days and a pair in 18 days, or if you knit concurrently or 2 at a time, 2 socks in 9 days. Yeah, I decided to knit this in the Christmas colors because I wanted to have a gigantic or ginormous swatch for my next mystery knit along. This will be in December, a cowl, and it will be a sampler again, like a stitch sampler, like you see here, divided by dividing rows in these 5 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So if you think this is something you could like, you might like, and if you like the colors, I will offer yarn kits in November, October. I think I will start selling them in October along with the pattern. But you can also use your own yarn. But this is opal yarn, so this will keep you warm. This will keep you warmer than every other yarn. I promise. I love opal yarn, and it is so nice to work with. I was knitting, what was I knitting? I was knitting something else. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, a merino yarn. Some merino yarn for my other Cozy Memories blanket. And it's nice, you know, I love the feel of soft yarns. But when I switched to this today, I was watching the Daily Wire while I was waiting for something, and I decided to knit this clue. it was so easy on my hands. First, because I'm on wooden needles now. Again, it's a little bit smoother on my wrist. And the yarn is so plump. Is that the right word? So it's so easy to work with. It's not splitty or something. Yeah, opal yarn feels so good. Yeah. So 2.5mm needles, twisted rib, all these pretty stitch patterns from my own pattern. This is not what it looks like. This red is very difficult to catch for the camera, unfortunately. Yeah, but it's so Christmassy, I love it. And can you imagine a cowl like this? I can, because I love Christmas and all the Christmas colors. Okay, this is a work in progress. Is there anything else I can tell you? There is no lace. If you don't like knitting lace or you think it's beginner friendly, I explain everything. It's written instructions and charts. Yeah. And all my sock patterns include my sock knitting tables for 4-ply yarn. So you can knit this sock in every size if you purchase my pattern. Boom! Now we come to the cast on, just to the cast on, because then I can show you the cubics of my cowl I'm designing right now in these colors. And here's the cast on. And I made a little stitch marker, stitch marker for the beginning of the round. And I thought it should be Christmassy. Wait. Do you see that? Yeah, I think so. And here are the cubics. I'm not sure if you can see that they are. Yeah, you can see it here. I have heard a lot about these cubics, and many people described them as easy on the hands, and if they had specific diseases, it was easier for them to knit. And I have to admit, they are right. I thought square needles, what's wrong with them? Don't they have, do we have to invent the wheel new every single day? There are so many knitting needles. Aren't those enough? No, they are so easy on the hands. They are so much easier to work with. And I can imagine that beginner knitters would like them as well, because you can control your needle much more, because you can hold it more easy. I will definitely buy bigger sizes and see if it will help me with bigger or with thicker yarns, because to knit thick yarns like everything above 4mm is very exhausting in my opinion. It's so exhausting in the hands, and I could imagine that cubics could solve this problem. I'm a big fan. I'm a very big fan. The tips aren't that pointy. They are pointy enough for what I do. I don't think that knitting tons of lace is much fun with them, but for everything else, go for it. So stay tuned for Christmas, our Christmas Mystery Knit Along 2022. Off to the next work in progress and the next pattern release. I'm working on another nice pattern. I have waited to knit this yarn for July because I didn't want to participate in celebrating a capital sin. Is it capital sin or mortal sin? I'm not such a... As you know, I don't like the word pride or proud. I said often in English, oh, I'm proud that I was able to tackle this, that I was able to do this, but I would never say this in German. And I was lacking of better words in English. In German, I would say something like, I'm so happy that I was able to do so. I feel so blessed that I was able to do so. But because I'm listening to many and watching many English stuff, I hear this phrase, I'm so proud that I did this, so many times that I got used to it. But I'm a Catholic, so I avoid being proud of something. I avoid pride because it's nothing good. So I waited until June was over And now I'm knitting this ball of yarn. And the rainbow is, for me, the sign for God's promise. It's lovely. I always stop and I'm grateful when I see a rainbow when I'm out and about. It's nothing you see on a daily basis, not where I live. It's always something so beautiful and pure, and I connected to God because He promised He won't destroy humanity again. Yeah, and I don't want to connect this with a sin. And I love this colorway so much. Now we come to the pattern. Okay, I knit a rolled, cuff, so to say. Then I went on to knit a half twisted rib, because, to be honest, twisting the purl stitches is a pain in the butt. So I only do half twisted ribs. And then I start the knit and purl textured pattern. This is very easy and is adjustable to your stitch amount you need. So it's always important for me that you can knit my patterns in every size. And often you get patterns where it says, okay, you can only knit a socks with 64 stitches, but you need 72. Or this is a multiple of X, but you need a multiple of, do you say epsilon? Another multiple of. So you can knit a multiple of 6 or 8. So you are covered. You can knit every shoe size. And it's so much fun. And this yarn is so much fun. Look at this. This is so happy. This is a subscription yarn. I'm sorry. Opal subscription. Not in a collection yet. And then I used Opal Unicolor as contrast, slip stitch heel, and I will knit a German toe, and that's it. And as soon as I have knit this up, I will write everything down for you, and I hope to be able to offer this in August in my shop as a pattern. By the way, my patterns are 50% off at the moment. And I was thinking about it a lot lately. Economy is crazy at the moment. The prices are up like crazy. In the US, it's even worse than in Germany. And that's why I'm thinking about reducing my prices in my shop. Not like a sale, but all-time low. Like changing the prices forever. So I think I will reduce my yarn price. I can't reduce the prices for the Opal yarn. That is already the lowest I can offer because I have Etsy is a very expensive place to sell. I'm looking forward to sell through my own website, but this affords a lot of work and time and brain power to set this up, but I am working on that already. And then I can offer you even better prices even for the Opal yarn, but my hand-dyed yarn and my patterns, I think I will reduce the prices because I feel the pain. Economy is crazy at the moment. And I feel the pain in the US a lot. I'm watching the Daily Wire on a daily basis, so I know what's going on in your country. Yeah. Okay, next work in progress is a hat, not a sock. Can you believe? I haven't worked on it for a while, and then the finishing of the socks and finishing a present or gift for my husband it motivated me to get back to this project. This is becoming a standing rock hat. At the moment, it's basically a 2x2 tube. Out of my own hand-dyed yarns. It has not a colorway name because it was a dyed to order yarn. My husband told me what kind of look he is going for, and so I dyed it up, and that's exactly what he was going for. And I'm holding it double, so I separated the skein 50-50, holding it double because this requires a DK weight. You can definitely modify it to your likings, to your yarn weight, But I think DK weight yarn is the perfect yarn for a hat. It's not too thick, but it keeps you warm. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, but really you only knit this 2x2 tube and then decrease like over 9 rounds or so, and then you have a hat. And it's very soft. And I like this color pattern, this way of dye. So I think I will dye more like semi-solid. It's not really a semi-solid, it's something in between of a speckled. It's also not speckled, but I think I should dye more yarns, so other colors in that way. I really like that. And it's fun to knit on. It's very soft. My merino yarn is very, very soft. And usually I'm working on more sock yarn, with more sock yarn, so it feels a little bit more hard wearing, and I like that too, but then switching to a merino yarn is very lovely. Speaking of merino yarns, we come to all my blanket projects now. I have uploaded blanket talk videos in the past, then I got COVID, then I had the wedding, and then I had to reconsider, should I go on with only blanket videos or should I put everything into this podcast episode? And I will talk about the blankets in this podcast episode, and you can let me know what you prefer. Do you want me to talk about those projects separately, blankets in one video and the rest in one video? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, first of all, I have to step back, move the camera so I can show you the blanket in its full glory. On the weekend, I felt inspired while I was watching true crime shows and Harry Potter, and I was recovering from a very exciting but therefore also exhausting weekend, and decided to piece together my Cozy Memories blanket. As you know, I'm knitting these color blocks. I'm knitting 5 by 5 colored squares, then I frame it, then I attach it to the whole blanket. And I still had to frame this blue color block, and so I did. And then I thought, okay, now you have 3 blocks, you can attach them to each other and then attach it to the blanket. So I added to the blanket this blue color block, this purple color block, and this pink color block. And now it is pretty much a square. But I want to attach 6 more color blocks until I call this a finished blanket. I started this blanket in 2016. This was my start, this block. When I started this block here, I thought I would make a normal Cozy Memories blanket, you know, like adding a square randomly without paying attention to anything, color choice or borders or something. And I realized very quickly that I don't like this kind of style. And here I wasn't even able to get the lines go into the same direction. Now I know how it works. Now I can do this. Let me show you. Here they go all into the same direction. And I have a video tutorial on that, how you do that, how you knit this blanket. And now that I like the style much more, I enjoy much more working on it because I see me using this blanket. Oh, I see I used different whites. But I don't care, it's a scrappy blanket. So this is fun, but I was preferring my opal blanket. I will show you after this. Because of the clean look, now I am a much better knitter than in 2016, and the way I knit the border and so on is much neater. But I still like this project, and I really even consider, after finishing this blanket, and this will take me, I think, a year or so, or even longer, I will start another one in that style. Maybe. I'm not trusting myself making these decisions right now. Yeah, because it takes a while. But this makes this blanket very portable. You only carry this one color block with you, and you can knit on your blanket even if you travel. That is something I appreciate. My next work in progress is my other blanket I was talking about. My opal blanket. I'm knitting this on, as well as the other one I was showing, on 2.5mm needles. I bought straights for this opal blanket because I wanted to go fancy. That's just everything. I think that's the only reason. And here is my opal blanket. You can see it's framed by a contrasting yarn. So you start every square with this contrasting color of your choice and then switch to another color. How you do this, how many rows you are supposed to knit, I mean, you can make it up as you want to, but you can look this up if you watch the tutorial by Ina Knits, INA Knits on YouTube. She has a tutorial for that, but it's pretty much the same as the Cozy Memories, just starting with a contrasting color and then switching to the next color. And this is so pretty. And I'm holding myself back a little bit. I have all these pretty minis, which are in my shop by Opal, and my Opal leftovers. But at the same time, I want to finish this. And in the beginning of the year, I set a goal, knit a square every day on this one. I think I managed to do this in January. And then I stopped. It's difficult. It's difficult. Do you have a goal like this? Can you suggest something? I mean, I could maybe do my 30 minutes of knitting, for example, in the morning and knit a square. I'm very bad at these habits in my spare time. I'm very good at habits when it comes to work or something important, but in my free time, I'm struggling a little bit with do this and that every day for this and that. Even sports, this is important, but I don't do this with the sports either. So, and my current block from the color block is, I'm knitting this on, wait, 6 inch is 15 centimeter. So it must be 8 inch. 8-inch needles, DPNs. And I haven't knit on this since last time showing. But I will go on with this very soon. Today in the morning I only crocheted on my cowl. And while I was waiting for something, I was knitting on my Christmas socks. This is a little bit work related because I needed that swatch, so business work. I needed that swatch for my cowl I'm designing, and I have to write this pattern. So I try to separate my knitting time between work knitting, and I'm in the happy situation that I have something like work knitting, and spare time knitting. So maybe you know now why my hands are hurting a lot. And I have crocheted, I think, a row or two on my second granny strap blanket. Ta-da! This is Digital Bath by Molly from a Homespun House. I am crocheting this. This is a leftover from my washed out. Here it is. This is a blanket. This will be only made out of merino yarns, hand-dyed or whatever, but pretty calm yarns, so not too stripy or busy. And I will crochet clean stripes. You know, I will always do 2 rows of granny stripes and then change the color. Because my first granny stripe blanket is out of opal leftovers and mostly out of opal minis. This is the best blanket I have. It's the warmest I have because opal yarn is so warm. But I wanted to have a cleaner look now. So I decided I use all my pretty minis I have received in the last years of advent calendar swaps. And this is much fun. I enjoy crocheting a lot. But again, it's so difficult to decide what to work on when you have so many blanket projects. Sometimes I think I should only work on one blanket and finish it, and then work on the next blanket. This is how I work. I don't know, this structure in my life. This is how I tackle tasks. Finish this, then start the next one. But it's knitting or crocheting, it's crafting, so I shouldn't be too strict with myself, but I enjoy it so much to have something done. And I don't enjoy the deciding process. Oh, should I work on this or can I work on that, you know? Yeah, difficult. Let me check my notes. What's next? I want to quickly announce that my Opal mini advent calendars are available for pre-order right now. Some are, or many are, sold already, but I still take pre-orders. At the moment, there is the Christmas in July calendar active, so to say. So I see many people opening their Christmas in July advent calendars. It's lovely to see that. And the same I will do, but a little bit differently. So instead of a Bible quote, you get a Christmas song to listen to, in addition to the Opal Mini to open every day. And it will be 25 Opal Minis instead of 24 and one big skein. So if you want to have an Opal advent calendar, a mini every day, 10 gram mini every day, hop over to my shop. You can hop over to my website because it's easier to find. Click on shop and it will direct link you to my Etsy shop. I think the Etsy search is horrible. I never find what I'm looking for. I only have to have one letter incorrect and the Etsy search is not working. So annaknita.com will help you out. And you can pre-order the advent calendar. And as I told you, all my patterns are 50% off. All the blankets I showed you are part of our AnnaKnita blanket along. Hashtag Instagram. It's a make along only on Instagram. I will draw the next winner in December. I have drawn the last winner in June, by the end of May, I think. And you can win a set of minis from Opal, because that is the perfect gift for someone who is making scruffy blankets. And we have the Helgen Kal, hashtag Helgen Kal, also on Instagram, also on Ravelry. So for that knit along, I will draw winners from both threads. You can win 3 balls of sock yarn, a project page, a project bag, and a stitch marker set from me. If you knit my Helgen socks, I don't have them here now. Sorry. Here, screen. Purchase my pattern, it's 50% off. Knit it, enter it in the Ravelry thread or on Instagram with the hashtag Helgen Kal, and you will win a prize, or you will be able to win a prize. This runs until the end of July. Now we come to the last segment of this podcast, InstaKnitNight questions. InstaKnitNight is a hashtag on Instagram. Every Thursday night, if you participate, you get a question to answer or a prompt to whatever, fulfill. And you have to post something, it's, for example, your whip, your beverage, and then answering a question. And I have 4 questions for you. First, do you knit or crochet as a gift for new babies? Yes, both. I have crocheted blankets for babies, and I'm knitting welcome baby socks for babies. Mostly foreign babies. As you know, I'm working for a pro-life organization, and we are helping women who think they can't afford their baby and were thinking abortion is the only problem, is the only solution to solve this problem called baby. And along with financial help, we like to gift them a tiny little pair of hand-knit baby socks, just to show what this pregnancy and all these challenges are about a baby. That's why we call them welcome baby socks, because we welcome the baby while the father of the baby or the grandparents of this baby are not interested in this tiny little human being. And the mothers are always touched to tears when they received hand-knit socks from complete strangers, because they are looking forward to this baby. If you want to participate in this project, knit baby socks and ship them to the address you see here, and I will link it in the description. No, not link. I will post it in the description box below as well. By the way, a free pattern for perfect fitting baby socks you can find in the blog magazine, the May issue of the blog magazine, because I posted it there. And I wrote an article about the welcome baby socks. Second question, do you ever lose your knitting mojo? Yes, on a regular basis, to be honest. It's not always during summer, but often. At the moment my knitting mojo is very strong, so we will see how it is in this year. But usually, yes, and I think it's natural and normal. If you have a hobby you do every single day or many hours of the week, I think it's quite normal that you are over it for a time, that you say, I don't have the desire, I need something else, I want to do something completely different. Or if you live somewhere where the summer is extremely hot and you can't even imagine having yarn in your hand because you are so sweaty or something, I think that's normal. Yes, I lose my knitting mojo, sometimes even for 3 or 4 months. My tip, if you experience that, don't pressure on you. Just do something else that inspires you. Pick up a book or pen and pencil, color, draw, paint, make music, play board games, go hiking, do geocaching, something completely different, and you will get back your knitting mojo without doing anything. I promise, it will come back. 3. Tell us the thing you like best about your current project. That's singular. I have several current projects. Let me pick one project. What do I love about one project? I will pick my Christmas socks. What I love about this current project, I wrote this pattern, so it makes me happy to look up my own pattern to know what I have to do next. It makes me happy that I was able to tackle that. And I love the Christmas colors. I am such a Christmas fan, and I am a big fan of winter and autumn. I prefer autumn so much, autumn and winter over summer, that it is my way to anticipate in this happy season that is always too short. That is what I love about this project very much. It's Christmassy, and that makes me happy. And the last question, number 4. Did or do you have a goal for this year? New technique, number of projects? Yes, I had, and I was failing completely. I told you when I was talking about the blankets that I wanted to knit a square on at least one of my blankets every day. And I didn't. And I want to ask you, do you think these kind of goals make sense? Are they stupid? Is it like forcing yourself to fail by setting up these kind of goals? Or setting these kind of goals? I don't know. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. And that is everything I have for you today. I'm wishing you a lovely crafting week. Do what you love and makes you happy. And let me know what you think about my projects in the comments down below. Bye bye!